Hey everybody, Walter here to talk about Season 5, Episode 8 of Samurai Jack. I can't believe we're 8 episodes into this 10-episode season that's going to finish off Samurai Jack forever. It's gone by really quick to me, but we'll get into Episode 8 here. So I'll tell you right off the bat, not my favorite episode of the season. It definitely took a little bit of a tangent to build up Jack and Ashi's relationship. I thought it was okay. The episode was pretty decent. But let's get into some specifics here. So it starts with a giant VCR floating through space, and this is apparently some kind of prison that crashes to Earth, and Ashi and Jack get mixed up in that prison to try and escape. That's kind of just the basis of the episode. That's what happens throughout here. They really are putting in those little innuendos and jokes in there. When Jack and Ashi are next to each other, they're being crunched in by those green tigers that have letters on their shirts. Jack's sword pokes Ashi, and she's like, "Oh, something's poking me," and he goes, "Oh, sorry." Those little kind of adult humor jokes that we've seen in this season a lot. Not quite to the point of his head looked like a penis or whatever in that couple episodes ago that happened, but still they were pushing those kind of innuendos and definitely going along with the tone that's been happening throughout this last season, which is more adult for sure, which includes this humor. So they're pushing the romance between Jack and Ashi pretty hard here, and I don't know, did we need an entire episode dedicated just to them like falling in love? I'm sure a lot of people like it. I thought the episode was decent, just I thought it was gonna happen like more naturally through the course of crazier things happening on the way to Aku, or like while fighting Aku, something like that was going to happen. This just feels kind of like a tangent to me. It wasn't a bad episode or anything. I was expecting a little bit different in terms of how the relationship was going to develop, instead of kind of hammering over the head a little bit of what happened here. But so those green tigers, by the way, in that transport, they're all like huddle up to them, and there seems like 100 of them comes in and spells out "Die Samurai Jack." That was a really cool visual, very clever. That's one of the things I did like about this episode a lot. Everything looked awesome. On the VCR ship, the colors were all really cool. It looks so nice, and I'm really happy to see this season so far look as good as it has. I mean, Samurai Jack has always looked good, but this season, I think the HD and the extra effort they put into it makes it look freaking awesome. And this episode looked fantastic. I can't complain about that at all. So in the VCR prison, there's like these slugs that come together to form like a very dangerous criminal, I guess. And they have to fight off and kill the criminal before they can escape. So while that's happening, they're bumping into each other, and stuff's happening between them where you can see romance starting to bloom, of course. And there's a part where like Ashi just loses her clothes, and Jack is like blocking her with like his sword, and it gives her his gi and everything. So they barely defeat this slug monster, and at the end there's just those two together, and then they cut to them just straight up making out, which was pretty much, I thought that was something like that was going to happen towards the end of the episode. But then they play "Everybody Loves Somebody" sometimes, which I thought was hilarious. I thought that was really funny, and they play that throughout the whole end credits too. So that was pretty funny. I think, while I didn't love this episode in terms of, where I think the season's going in these last two, I thought it was really funny, and it did look great. So those are two things I really liked about it. Still, I wish things could have progressed a little bit differently between these two. We only got 2 episodes left. I'm hoping the last episode is some kind of extended one, so we get a big battle to see what happens with Aku and Jack, and if Jack gets back to the past. I've read some of your guys' theories about how either you think Jack is going to defeat Aku, but discover that there is no way back to the past because all the portals have been destroyed, says Aku, or he's gonna have to. He just chooses to stay to rebuild the future with Ashi. Is that going to happen? I don't know. I mean, obviously the ending that I want, and which I think a lot of people want, is to see Jack go back to the past and fix everything. Maybe the bittersweet ending that Genndy Tartakovsky has mentioned before is that he has to leave Ashi to go to the past and fix everything, and he won't have Ashi, but he saves the future, and we'll see what happens, I guess, where they go with it. I can say that if they don't end it right, I mean, like I could see people being kind of upset. But this season has been, for the most part, really strong, and it's been a great addition to the show for sure. I mean, you can pick up episode or the beginning of season 5 right after season 4, I think, if you're binge watching it and not skip a beat. I mean, it looks better. I mean, there's obviously time has passed, the 50 years and everything in the story, and everything looks a little bit different, but it fits in like great. I mean, it's just, like I said before, a little bit more adult. But once again, I want to ask you guys, how do you think the show is going to end? When are we going to see the Scotsman interact with Ashi? How's that going to go? Because I'm excited to see that. And also, make sure you check out the Q&A with Zack Snyder that went up a couple days ago. 3,000 followers on Twitter. Thank you guys for that. My Twitter is at awesome_Walter. So follow me if you're not already following me. Also, go ahead and check out the top 5 best and worst Ridley Scott movies, which is up on Channel Awesome's YouTube page right now. The worst actually going up on Tuesday, so make sure you go check that out. But yeah, other than that, I'll be back here with a couple other videos. I got a couple other ideas with some of the other Channel Awesome crew that I want to bring in to talk to you guys about some topics. So stay tuned for that, and until next time, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.